wanted to talk a little bit about the skins for Battlefield and the multiplayer and kind of the feel of the game. Now, if we've been keeping up with Battlefield 6 over the last few weeks, and then yesterday when they had their big reveal, you got to see like a lot, and I mean a lot of the game and the gameplay and the maps and a little bit of the campaign, and everything feels like all out war. It feels chaotic, it feels grand, and it has a certain feel to it. It looks very military, it feels very grounded, and I think that's what the game wants to be. I think they have an identity, and I think that Battlefield has always had an identity, and they want to keep that identity and maintain that reputation. Now with Call of Duty, over the past few years, it has felt like they've just been on this trajectory of getting more ridiculous and more ridiculous as time goes on. And I apologize about my voice today. I don't know. I think I'm getting sick or something. What the fuck's going on? What the fuck? I don't want to get sick. Please, I don't want to get sick. So over the last few years, they've just been on this trajectory of going crazy with the skins. And it started off with like little collaborations that were like, it felt like they came in like every few months almost, or like, you know, you'd get one big collaboration and then you'd kind of wait, and then you'd get another big one in like a month or two or something like that. I don't know. They felt more spread out, and you were like, okay, this is kind of interesting. This is a little wacky. This is a little weird. But I guess, you know, throwing a little weird skin here or there isn't that crazy. I think that's what the thought process was when this was first happening in multiplayer, in Warzone and things like that. But gradually they started getting a little bit crazier, and then like the big ducks started coming out, the Nicki Minaj, the Snoop Dogg, you know, those started getting a little crazy. Then you had the football players, like, you know, you had Messi, Pogba, I think you had, and it just slowly but surely kept getting more weird. And even with the football players, it wasn't like all that bad because they were in some sort of, you know, combat type of gear. So it was like, okay, it's not that bad. But things like Nicki Minaj were really odd because she wasn't even in any gear. She was like kind of in a pink dress or something. And then you get to like where Battlefield 6 is now, when it feels like you have a collaboration every other fucking day. Like that's what it feels like. It might not be like that, but it feels like every other day you're getting a new collab. You know, you got this Beavis one that came out. You got American Dad that came out literally right after. Now you got the I Know What You Did Last Summer collaboration that's coming out for the new movie. You had the Scream one. I mean, you have, I think they had Scream. Maybe they didn't have Scream. You see, they have so many fucking collaborations. I don't even know which fucking collabs they do and don't. So, I mean, they just are pumping out any type of collab that they can with any type of, you know, company or people. They don't give a fuck what collab it is. As long as it's a new collab and it's going to bring a new skin and it's going to make some sales, they don't give a fuck. And that's the craziest part to me. Like, it's just, it doesn't even make sense. Like, if you were making collaborations with, you know, military movies or combat heroes or things like that, like in the movie business or in the TV business, then you would be like, okay, I understand it because it's all kind of part of the military genre type thing, or it fits the theme of the game. But the game doesn't really have any theme. It's just bullshit all over the place. When you look at the multiplayer in Warzone, that's what I'm talking about. And again, I always have to preface this because I don't want Call of Duty to do bad. I don't want Call of Duty to fail. I'm not here to shit on Call of Duty. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing every day here with these skins and with these practices. It's just awful to see. But, you know, I'm not gonna be like, fuck Call of Duty. No, like, fuck that. That's not what we're gonna do. But the skins and all that shit is, you know, just very troubling to see. And so when we look at all these skins, you go back to when Black Ops 6 came out, and there was a lot of conversation about the skins and the cosmetics and the, you know, partnerships that they were going to be doing, and they stated like, no, we're not going to have any of that for the first like month or so because we want the game to have its feeling and to just feel grounded, feel like it's of its time period, so there's going to be none of those crazy skins or anything like that. And, you know, they said that was only going to happen for the first month, but like they said that, and then they went batshit crazy. So now we've gotten to the point where a lot of people are complaining, you know, they're not liking it, but then there's also this new fan base or just other fans that are like, you know what, it's not that big of a deal. If you don't like the skins, just don't buy them. Like, you can't even, like, why are you making such a big deal out of it? Like, just shut up. And, you know, everybody has their opinion because if it's their money, they spend it how they want, and just the game might look ridiculous, but some people really don't care. Now, the point of all this, the reason that I'm even talking about Call of Duty skins is because now we're moving into Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 comes out in about 2 months now. October 10th is the release for Battlefield 6. A lot of people are excited. We've been seeing the gameplay and everything, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. It looks really good. It looks really chaotic and warlike. And so some people have began to ask the question, is DICE, is Battlefield 6 going to implement these types of skins that we've been seeing, and quite frankly, skins that we've gotten used to? collaborations that we've gotten used to from Call of Duty. They were directly asked about, the comparison to Call of Duty. And DICE lead producer David Serlin said that Battlefield 6 cosmetic skins will feel grounded and fit the universe. And that was shared by Battlefield Bulletin on Twitter. And I think that's like a direct shot. You don't even want to say that it's a shot at Call of Duty, but it kind of feels like a shot because it's like we see the criticism online. We see what type of feedback, the fans, the people that are playing these games give to Call of Duty, to Activision, and how they feel about these skins. So we're going to make a point to say that they're going to feel grounded and they're going to fit the universe that they're in. That's what Battlefield 6 is saying. So that should mean no wacky, no crazy skins. And again, they were asked about the skins in the game and how they would compare to something like Call of Duty. They went on to say, and they're talking about Battlefield 6, it has to be grounded. That is what Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 was. It was all soldiers on the ground. It's going to be like this. I don't think it needs Nicki Minaj. Let's keep it real, keep it grounded. That is a very powerful statement. It's a very powerful statement because if you're Call of Duty, if you're Activision, if you're those guys, that there's some competition from Battlefield. You know that you've always had some competition. We're not going to sit here and pretend that you guys haven't. The fact that Call of Duty outsells Battlefield is good for them, but they know that there's some type of competition. And if you read a statement like that and you're COD, you're probably thinking what the fuck? Y'all got me fucked up. What? They literally just came for us. You know what I'm saying? They came for us. They talk some shit. What are we going to do? It's a direct shot. It's just a direct shot. And it's fun to see as a consumer because you see the healthy competition. And we've been talking about this, since the announcement of Battlefield 6. We want it to be good. We want it to be great. We want it to be the best Battlefield ever, because it competes against Call of Duty and competition makes things better. How many times have we said that over the past few weeks, here on the channel? So yeah, I agree. It's good to see. And for Battlefield to come out and say they're going to keep their collaborations, their skins grounded, it's something that Call of Duty fans have been asking for a long time. And this is another feather on the cap of Battlefield for trying to listen to the fans once again. Now, the big question here is Battlefield 6 gonna really keep that promise, or are they going to just do it for the first month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, whatever, and then eventually they're gonna start rolling in these really crazy skins that don't fit the game? Are they gonna have collaborations with something really crazy or wacky? Is somebody gonna be running around in a shark outfit? Is somebody going to be running around in a duck outfit? Is somebody going to be running around with a big chicken head? Those are the things that you begin to wonder. Are they going to eventually do that? Because we also know that Battlefield's development cycle isn't yearly. So Call of Duty's dropping a new game every year, but Battlefield sometimes takes a few years to drop the next one. So Battlefield 6 is going to be in, rotation, if you will, for more than 1 year. So in that time, are they going to want to get some different skins to kind of spice it up or to kind of make a little bit more money? If they see that there's a lot of money in these wacky skins, clearly Call of Duty sees that there's a lot of money in these skins and in these collaborations, is Battlefield going to say, all right, fuck it, it's time for us to do it too? You know what I mean? I don't know. And that is a big question to ask. Only time will tell really whether the Battlefield 6 development team really sticks to, or the people behind Battlefield 6, I should say, really sticks to this promise of only grounded skins. Now, there's also no reason to believe that they wouldn't, as, Battlefield has been known to always kind of keep in line with the theme of the game. And even on Battlefield 2042, when I log into that game and I look at their store, nothing really jumps out as crazy, wacky, colorful, over the top, or something that doesn't fit that universe that they're in. You know what I'm saying? Even the store right now looks pretty calm, pretty chill, and more realistic, than something like Call of Duty. When I jump into Call of Duty and I look at the store, you guys know, it's a fucking mess. It's a mess with crazy skins all over the place. But I don't know really what side of the fence are you on? Do you like this or do you not? I thought this was very interesting to see, and it just kind of goes to show that little battle that they're having. And again, it's friendly competition, I think, but it's still really good. I also saw a few days ago that Call of Duty shared how many people have played Black Ops 6, and I think it was 50 or 60 million people. And I got a feeling and I could be wrong. I could be very wrong here, but I got a feeling that they shared that because they wanted to show Battlefield like, hey, this is what the fuck we did with Black Ops 6. What are you going to do with Battlefield 6? You're not going to touch these numbers. I felt that was a way for Call of Duty to say like, yeah, remember, we're on top. We're the best. All this hype talk about Battlefield and all that shit. Like we had 50, 60 million people play Black Ops 6. I feel like that's why they shared that. Like, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's why that happened. It's kind of funny to see, but that's just my opinion. I don't really know. What do you think about this, though? Like, would you like for Battlefield to just keep its theme when it comes to campaign, when it comes to skins and collaborations with potential other companies? And if they do, what type of skins and collaborations would you like to see? Personally, I think if we get some collaborations with some movies that kind of are in the military genre, it could be kind of cool. But I don't even want to think about that. Maybe they don't even do any collabs like that. Maybe they just stick to like releasing skins that they think fit their product and things like that. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. But I know some people are really like pissed off that we're even having this conversation, because some people don't even give a fuck about skins, but others really do. That's where we're at right now.